everyone. So today my topic is transmission mode. So what is transmission mode? Transmission mode refer to the manner in which data is transmitted between device or system in communication network. Understanding transmission mode is crucial for designing and managing communication system effectively. Transmission mode refers to the method or mode by which data transmit from one device or system to another in a communication network. It indicates how data flow between devices, determining factors like direction, synchronization, and timing. It determines how data flow from sender to receiver, including the direction of data flow, the timing, and whether the communication is one-way or two-way. So we come to the type of transmission. So transmission mode refers to the mechanism of transfer of data between two device connection over a network. It is also called communication mode. This mode direction direct the direction of flow information. So there are three types of transmission mode. One is simplex, second is half-duplex, and the third one is full-duplex. So simplex mode. In this type of transmission mode, data can be sent only in one direction. Communication is unidirectional. So simplex data flow in one direction only, and for the characteristic, one device acts as a sender and the other is a receiver, and there is no feedback or acknowledgement from the receiver. For example, television broadcasting, where the TV station sends a signal and TV set receive them. Another one is keyboard input to a computer, where the keyboard sends data to the computer without receiving any data return. And half-duplex mode. Half-duplex mode data transmission means that data can be transmitted in both directions on a signal carrier, but not at the same time. Data can flow in both directions, but not simultaneously. So, for the characteristic, device take turn in sending and receive data. Only one direction is active at a time. For example, walkie-talkie, where one person speaks while the other listen, and then they switch roles. Two-way radio used in taxis or emergency service. Full-duplex mode. In full-duplex mode, we can send data in both directions as it is bidirectional at the same time. In the other word, data can be sent in both directions simultaneously. So data can flow in both directions simultaneously, and for the characteristic, both devices can be sent and receive data at the same time. Affection use of communication channel leading to the higher performance. For example, telephone communication, where both parties can talk and listen seamlessly. Internet communication, browsing the web while downloading file. So next is synchronization based transmission mode. So there is two mode. One is synchronous transmission, and second is asynchronous transmission. So synchronous transmission. In synchronous transmission, data is sent in a large block called a frame or package, typically about 1,000 characters long. Synchronous transmission is used on both point-to-point and multiple circuits. In the latter case, addressing information needs to be included in the frame. Synchronous package sometimes begin and end with series of synchronization characteristics that are used to help receiver recognize incoming data. Synchronous transmission protocol can be bi-orange, bit-orange, bi-count protocol. So data is transmitted in continuous stream along with a clock signal that ensures the sender and receiver are synchronized. Characteristic data is sent as a block frame with synchronization bit clock signal ensure the correct timing, and it is suitable for high-speed data transmission. For example, the real-time video streaming, where continuous and synchronized data flow is crucial. Synchronous serial communication. And like asynchronous transmission. In asynchronous transmission, sometimes faulty start and stop transmission. Each character is sent independently. The transmission sequence begins with a start bit, next character is sent, then parity bit and final stop bit are sent. The start bit usually 0 and the stop bit is 1. Between transmission, called idle time, a series of stop bits are sent. When the new characteristic sent, the start bit is used by the receiver for synchronization. So data is transmitted one byte or character at a time, which start and stop bit including the beginning and end of each byte. Characteristic now continue a clock signal. Synchronization occur on the pair by a basis. Start and stop bits are used to indicate the beginning and end of each character or bytes, suitable for communication with irregular or intermediate data flow. For example, serial communication in all computer peripheral like modem and printer. And the next is bit-based transmission mode. So there are two modes: parallel transmission and serial transmission. So here is a parallel transmission. Parallel transmission allows transfer a multiple data bit at the same time over sequence media. It uses with the wire medium. The signal on all wires are synchronized so that bits travel across each of wire at precisely the same time. So multiple bits are transmitted simultaneously over multiple channels or lines. And characteristic high data transfer at rate due to simultaneous transmission, typically used for short distance communication due to issue with a signal declaration over long distance. For example, data transfer between computer and its peripheral device like a printer, parallel port, internal data bus within a computer, and also it have two advantages. One is high speed. It can send and bit at the same time, and it can match the speed of underlying hardware. So it's like a serial transmission. Serial transmission send one bit at a time. Most communication systems use serial mode because serial network can be extended over long distance at less cost. Using only one physical wire means that there is never a timing problem caused by one wire being slightly longer than the other. So bits are transmitted one at a time over a single channel or line. The characteristics slow compared to parallel transmission, but suitable for long distance communication. It less susceptible to signal degradation and synchronization issue. For example, USB communication, communication between microcontroller and sensor or the other peripheral. Sender and receiver must contain hardware that convert data from parallel form used in the device to the serial form used on the wire. So we come to the comparison of transmission. So here is the table. You can see that direction, the criteria, direction of data flow for simplex is one way only, and half-duplex two-way, but at one at a time. Full-duplex two-way simultaneously, and synchronous transmission two-way simultaneously, and asynchronous one way at a time, and parallel transmission is one way or two way, and serial transmission is one way or two way. Yeah. And for communication, simplex mode is unidirectional, half-duplex bidirectional alternately, and full-duplex bidirectional simultaneously, and synchronous transmission continue synchronized by clock, and asynchronous by with start and stop bit. For parallel is multiple bit at one, and serial one bit at a time. So for efficiency is for simplex mode is low, and half-duplex mode moderate, full-duplex mode high, synchronous high, and asynchronous moderate, and parallel is high, and serial moderate. For complexity is simplex is low, half-duplex is moderate, full-duplex is high, synchronous highs and asynchronous low, and for parallel high and serial is low. So we talked earlier simplex mode it for TV broadcast and keyboard, and half-duplex mode walkie-talkie two-way. I think we already talked before, so you can read more for this one. Okay, we go to next is application of transmission mode. So here several application of transmission mode. One is simplex mode. Simplex mode used in application where feedback is not required, such as broadcasting sensor sending data to the central system and basic data entry device. And number two, half-duplex mode, common in communication device where cost and simplicity are prioritized, such as two-way radio and some wireless communication system. Point number three, full-duplex mode, essential in modern telecommunication system, including telephone, mobile phone, and network communication. And point number four, synchronous transmission. The crucial in application requiring real-time data transmission, such as video conference, live stream, and some industrial automation system. Asynchronous transmission, useful in situations where data is sent irregularly or in bursts, such as which latent legacy serial communication interface and data entry system. And next is parallel transmission, often used in computer architecture and peripheral communication. Through it, use has declined the favor of serial transmission in modern system. And the last one is serial transmission. Dominate in long-distance communication and modern data transfer technology, including USB, Ethernet, and wireless communication. So here are the application of transmission mode, and next is advantage and disadvantage. So for simplex mode, advantage simple and inexpensive, require only one channel. And disadvantage, no feedback mechanism, limit to application where one-way communication is sufficient. For half-duplex, more efficient use of communication channel compared to simplex, allow two-way communication. And disadvantage, communication is not simultaneous, which can reduce overall efficiency in some application. Full-duplex mode. Advantage is maximize communication efficiency. Both parties can communication simultaneously. And disadvantage, more complex and potentially more expensive or implement. For synchronous transmission, advantage is high speed and efficient data transmission. Continue a flow of data. Disadvantage is more complex to implement, require a synchronization between sender and receiver. Asynchronous transmission advantage in simple and flexible, no need to continue synchronization. Slower at disadvantage is slower than synchronous transmission. Overhead due to start and stop bit. Parallel transmission, high data transfer rate over short distance, and disadvantage server decoration and synchronization is issue over long distance, more expensive to multiple channel. Serial transmission, reliable over long distance, simpler and cheaper than parallel transmission. Disadvantage is slow than parallel transmission for the same clock speed. So here are the advantage and disadvantage. So next is we come to the summary. So transmission mode define how data flow between devices, impacting the efficiency, complexity, and suitability of communication system for various applications. Understanding the different transmission modes, simplex, duplex, full-duplex, synchronous, asynchronous, parallel, and serial, is essential for selecting the appropriate method for specific communication need. Each mode has its advantage and trade-off, making it crucial to consider factors like data direction, speed, synchronization, and distance when designing or implementing communication system. So that's all for the transmission mode. Thank you.